Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, your fielderschoice.com DFS Daily Hit and Run Show. Pete Cole here today. I am solo once again. I think Adam will be back tomorrow. So we're back to two people tomorrow, and then no show Thursday, because I think it's a split slate, and then back on Friday. All right, so good day yesterday. Anybody that's watching this for the first time, this will be on demand all day. Your fielderschoice.com. We've been around a couple years now. We changed brands, so we've actually been around a lot longer than that. But sports is our specialty, small sports, but MLB is our flagship. So free Discord. But check out our site, yourfielderschoice.com. Right now we have an MLB promo going on, $25 a month. First 2 months, that includes all sports. And we cover all sports. We've actually been doing really, really well in our sports. Soccer. I'm looking at the winning lineup room in our Discord. Soccer's been crushed. Like I said, we had a couple of big winners last week at MLB. We had a 20 to 25K winner. Soccer, we had, I think it was a 10K winner. What else we got going on? We have a lot of MLB winners. NBA, NBA's been doing well. These 3 gamers every night. I've actually been cashing every night. I'm not an NBA guy. Our hockey guy, Mark, he's been crushing. I'm seeing Nixie on there. He's doing really well. Nixie, you're crushing actually. Spartans, he won 8K and he's right back now winning again every night. So a lot of stuff. I see Joe winning NBA every night. Then we have Eric, our NASCAR guy, totally crushing NASCAR. His cores have been on. So it just goes on and on. So like I said, it's a small community. Everybody's really close, but check us out. It's free Discord. And if you like it, you can't beat $25 a month, all sports. And like I said, we're big on college basketball, big on college football, and WNBA is coming up. We're going to do something for the Kentucky Derby. Actually, our soccer guy, Riley, we just posted an article on him. He just won 150 grand in the, some horse. He's big in horse racing. I can't remember the horse racing thing, but he won like 150 grand in horse racing. So he's going to give some tips for the Derby coming up. I think that's May 7th. And I feel like I'm forgetting a sport, but it's all MLB now. So this is what you guys are tuned in for. But check us out at fielderschoice.com, $25 a month. Please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. So yesterday, we had a great chat yesterday here. For all you guys, any of you guys on here, throw some comments. Help me along here. I'm going to try to stay away from this camera. I know as soon as I come up close to the camera, you're going to see my whole face on the screen. So throw some comments out, throw some questions, help me along here. We're going to do this together today. So let's start out. Odds. Let's look at odds first. This is a big slate. This is a Tuesday night. So we're talking about 11 games, I think. It's usually 11 games on Tuesday. Dodgers, like last night, highest implied, 5.7 runs. They opened at 5.2. Now they're up to 5.7. At Arizona, they're the highest implied team run total tonight. They're not the biggest favorite. Second highest, the Yankees, 5.2 runs. They opened up at 4.9. Yankees are against Baltimore at home in Yankee Stadium. They're the only two teams above 5, Yankees and Dodgers. Below that, though, we had the Astros at 4.9 going up against Texas. Great spot for the Astros. I think it's who's going for Texas Hearn. So gas can in my book. We have Toronto below that, 4.8 against Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta is right now going to be entering the Gas Can Hall of Fame, YFC Hall of Fame shortly if he doesn't get his crap together. You pick on Nick Pivetta right now. White Sox 4.8, and then the Rangers 4.8 also. I think the Rangers actually one of my sneaky stacks tonight. We'll get into that later, because they're going up against Jake Odorizzi. So above 4.8 and above, we have Rangers, White Sox, Blue Jays, Astros, and then Yankees and Dodgers above 5. That's odds. Actually, some weather right now. There is some weather. We have a couple concerns. In the Yankee Stadium game, Baltimore, New York, there is some concerns. I'm looking at Kevin Roth from Rotor Grinders. So to give him a shout out, they're saying they got that as a yellow. First of all, actually, Philadelphia, Colorado game is an early game, right? So that's not even on the slate. All right, so I don't have to worry about. We're only talking 7 o'clock and later. So ignore Philadelphia, Colorado. So the Yankee game, it's going to be light rain all game. Probably they're going to play through it, but pay attention to it. You want to, especially as we get closer to lock. And we'll have all the information in our Discord and our premium MLB. Miami at Washington. It always seems like there's weather in Washington, and you got to watch the Nationals, but they'll cancel games quickly, which is good in some ways. At least we'll know. But there's going to be, I got moderate rain pregame around first pitch. Could cause a late start. It's gonna the rain will gradually lighten. The problem is it's a Sandy Alcantara game. I like Sandy Alcantara a lot today. So that's gonna put him in GPP only territory. So that's only 2 rain games. Looks like Miami at Washington, Baltimore, New York. We got some wind games. The White Sox game, wind blowing out 10 miles an hour, and then the Cubs at Atlanta, where wind is blowing out also at 10 miles an hour. Okay, so once again, Yankee game and Washington Miami games are 2 other concerns. Anything else? Any news? I said news popped up. I found it very interesting that was it Saturday night. I was all over Eddie Rosario. He was like 2.7 going up against a lefty, and he's had a terrible start. Now come to find out he's having some kinds of vision problems, and he's going through a laser procedure the next day or 2 to correct blurred vision. So maybe that's why Eddie Rosario has been terrible. Looks like Caban Biggio is on a COVID. Who else we got? Taijuan Walker returns on Saturday versus the Phillies for the Mets. And that's all I see for news. Taylor Ward, a good game last night. Two dongs for Taylor Ward. All right, so let's get into the slate. Oh, you know what? One other thing, bullpen report. I got to give a shout out. I actually love this tweet. Who is it from? Thunder Dan Palo. So and this is where I got it from him. So I'm not going to take credit for this, but he puts out a bullpen report on Twitter, and it's free. And right now, and this is important for DFS and even season long. He's got all the team bullpen stats and the teams to target right now. Bullpens, Arizona, hence stacking the Dodgers tonight. Arizona, Twins, Angels, and Rangers, pretty much according to numbers wise, right now have the most pickable or pick on bullpens in DFS. Arizona, Minnesota, Angels, and Texas. It's kind of something to write down, and as you're talking, most of the time, you look at stats when you're looking at players going against starting pitcher, but especially nowadays, these pitchers don't last 5 innings. Bullpens become real important. And you'll see a lot of these guys that are winning big are hitting the bullpens. So you got 5 innings of a bullpen, a crappy bullpen, makes a big difference in DFS. All right, so here we go. Let's talk pitching. I think this is a really good pitching slate. And I have a bunch of names written here, and I'm only going to a certain point. I don't think you can. This is a type in cash. I don't think it's a type of slate where you want to get too cute on pitching because there's such a good number of pitchers. And it starts out with Carlos Rodon for cash. I think Rodon right now is got to be your lock for SP1 DK and pretty much probably your FanDuel top pitcher. I mean, he's been lights out. This is a real top heavy slate, but I mean, this guy has been, this is like Corbin Burns yesterday. You don't even think about it. He's matchup proof. So he's throwing at least 5 innings each start. He's got at least 8 Ks each start, and he's only allowed 2 runs on the whole season. Carlos Rodon is pitching really well, just spending money up, going up against Oakland, 27.5 strikeout rate against lefties. Oakland is pretty much like a AAA team. So Carlos Rodon should mow through him. And if he doesn't, whatever. I mean, this is one of those ones, don't overthink it. Maybe in GPPs, you want to get a little bit different? Okay, this is where I was looking at like a Sandy Alcantara. But in cash, you got to go Rodon. Going down a little bit, well, let's just go with the Alcantara. I like Alcantara a lot. And especially, let's take Washington if there's no Josh Bell. Really good spot. I think it's at least 5+ Ks every game. 6-inning pitch every game. Hit the last game. This looks like a typical Met game where he faced the Cardinals, lost 2-0. Alcantara went 8 scoreless, 98 pitchers, gave up 4 hits, only walked 1, struck out 6, and this is after a 27-pitch first inning. And we were actually stranded like 2. I think he stranded 2 runners in scoring position in that first inning. So once he got out of that first inning, he only needed 71 pitches into the 9th. So that's big time. That's big time baseball. His max velocity, 99 miles an hour in the fifth inning of that game, 62 strikes and 98 pitches. I'm just looking at his advanced metrics right now. They're just awesome right now. And he's got the third highest ground ball rate in all of baseball. So you got to worry about the weather, but this is also one of those games, especially if there's a delay. And if Alcantara goes out there and throws one inning and then they delay it, he's probably not going to come back out again. But if you're multi-entering, it's going to keep a lot of people off him. Run Alcantara and some GPPs, especially if you're making, say 5+ lineups, because he could definitely win you a GPP tonight against Washington, who we know Washington does not scare too many people with their bats. All right, so we got Rodon as a cash. We got Alcantara. Next guy going down to us who I'm interested in, Severino for the Yankees. Now, once again, that's a rain game. So you got to look at GPPs here for Severino. Only GPPs for Severino. Now, he's looked really good. He's got 2.08 ERA, a 1.00 whip, 14 strikeouts and 13 innings. His last 2 starts, worked 5 innings, only gave up 1 earned across both outings, and one of those teams was the Blue Jays. So Severino's in a good spot. The problem with Severino is you don't know how long the Yankees are going to take him with his leash. But now he's facing the Orioles 25% strikeout rate, 0.088 ISO to righties. Boom, Severino, great GPP play. But pay attention to weather. You can't play him in cash. Another guy I got some interest in is Max Fried. I'm usually off Fried, but he's been pitching well. He's probably more of a GPP play, but he's. Let me see Fried's numbers. What was Fried's last game? I can't find Fried's numbers here. Okay, here we go. His last game was against the Dodgers. Okay, that's what I thought. So he pitched really well against the Dodgers. I can't remember what inning that was when he set down like the first 15 batters. And then I think it was a 6th inning. Alberto led off with a single, but then it came right back, struck out Bellinger, struck out Austin Barnes. I think then that put him into a double play or something with Alberto. But whatever, he pitched really well. So I think Fried is definitely in GPP play against the Cubs. We do have some win there, but 18 innings. He's got a whip of only 1. It's not bad. 17 Ks in 18 innings, so he's got an 8.5 K to 9 GPP only. I don't like that. I don't like that wind. So yeah, so he's borderline. I liked him, I guess, earlier today. So, but the last pitcher I like, Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman right now has been stud city. He's got 20% plus swing and strike rate. 20 plus back-to-back DK points. He's going up against the Red Sox again in Fenway, where he's pitched really well. Let me see. The last game against the Red Sox, he struck out 8 over 8 innings, allowed his 1 earned run. So now he's got 3 starts with his new team, with the Blue Jays, and he's picked up where he left off last year. He's one of those pitchers pretty much reinvented his game. So he does. He will give up some hits, but he's not going to give up too many runs. And right now, the Boston lineup is not exactly, a murderer's row. So I like Gausman tonight. Gausman could possibly be my SP2. We saw what Barrios did yesterday to the Red Sox. Right now I'm looking at that price. I think he's the guy you're gonna, if you want to go double barrel stud like we did yesterday, Max and Burns. It would probably be Gausman and Rodon. That's where I'm probably going to go. And he's cheaper on FanDuel, too. I think he's like $900 less on FanDuel. So Gausman and Rodon, I'm looking at my own cash. Who else we got? I'm not going too much lower than that. Josiah Gray. He would probably be my Gausman pivot for GPPs. I do like Gray a lot. I pitched in that last game. He pitched really well. I think that was a day game. He had a tough game against the Mets, and then his last two games he pitched really well. He's thrown at least 5 innings in both of them. I think he's only allowed 1 run and struck out 13. So, in those last 2 games. This is the guy who's had control issues, but they've seen like they're still there. I mean, he's walked 5 last 2 starts, but when you got 31% strikeout rate right now, it's doing pretty well. So Jason Marlins going to be pesky, GVP only, but we got ring in that game. But you can go to definitely Josiah Gray if you want to be chancy. You can even double pitch that game, do a Gray Alcantara and GVPs, and hope the game goes off. They're going to be really low owned, and you can get a low scoring game, and you can bounce over the whole field in some of these GVPs on Josiah Gray and Alcantara. Anybody else we're looking at? I'm not interested much more. Maybe Patrick Sandoval. Sandoval pushed my interest a little bit. He's got 10K to 9, 4.03 Sierra, 15. So this is going back to last year. So going up against Cleveland, I don't think Sandoval's going up and earn run yet this year. Cleveland does scare you though. They could be they're a pesky little team, but let me see. I'm not sure if he's given up. So 2 games, he's given up no earned runs. So he's at 17 DK points. So GVP only, but he could do well for you. You can't play Patrick Sandoval in cash, in my opinion. He's got some really good raw numbers. I mean, kid's a good pitcher, but too volatile for cash. Anybody else? You got Erod and possibly. I don't mess with Erod too much. But I guess you can look at him in GPPs. I mean, he's, pitching for Detroit. I'm not messing with him, but use him for GPPs. One name I didn't mention, and I know I'm surprised somebody hasn't asked that yet, is Chris Bassett. Bassett's been pitching really well, even though he did struggle against the Giants. The games before that, he did really well. And the good thing about Bassett, he's going to get you 6 innings every start, or 7, 6+. Cardinals don't strike out much against righties, but they also don't hit much either. So we know Bassett limits base runners, great ground ball pitcher. So to me, Bassett's more of a real life pitcher than DFS pitcher, but GPP. So kind of wrap this up. Right now, I'm looking at as my top 2 pitchers. Definitely Carlos Rodon, and probably Kevin Gausman as my SP2 in cash. Going to be different. Like I said, I love Sandy Alcantara tonight. You can't pay him in cash because of the weather. Alcantara, Severino, he's a weather game. Josiah Gray, weather game. All these guys who could jump you over the field if they do well and the games go off. And then maybe a little bit of Patrick Sandoval. And I think that's it. So I actually have a short list for a big slate. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Tony Gonsolin, good matchup against the Diamondbacks. You saw what Bueller did yesterday. And the last game, he did go deeper than normal. I think he went 6. Arizona strikes out. But the problem is, Dave Roberts. When you think you got Dave Roberts figured out, Gonsolin will go 4 innings tomorrow or tonight and still have a different game. I think Gonsolin, because he does have the strikeouts, like some of these guys. All right, so let's pitch him. Let's go. If you guys have any questions just ask them in chat as we're going to go around. Let's go around the bases. Do this quick, then I'll give you my stacks. We'll do a core. Actually, a home run call yesterday. I gave 2 of them. One was Yordan Alvarez. He got it. And then Franmil didn't. So at least we had some luck yesterday with the Alvarez call. I haven't found one out. I haven't figured one out yet today. But we will, I guess, as we go around the bases. All right, so let's go. Catcher. Who do we got? We have Salvi. Salvi is in a great, great spot tonight. He's probably my favorite catch. Can I pay up for him? It's going to be hard when you're doing that. If you're going to do that double barrel, Gausman and Rodon. But Salvi, man, is right now. I got to call it by BVPs. Because I think he may have a BVP. But Salvi's really hitting the ball hard. You see, here we go. 352 ISO, 419 WOBA against lefties. Dallas Keuchel, pitch to contact hitter. Okay, he's got 3 straight double digit DK point games. He's hit safety 5 his last 6. 6 of his last 7. I think 8 of his last 10. So Sal Perez is on my short list of my home run call of the day. He said Dallas Keuchel is a soft tosser. He allows crazy contact. He allowed 25 home runs last year. And 2 starts this year, he's allowed 16 hits, 10 earned into 6 innings. Sal Perez crushes lefties. And I think we may have he's been facing Dallas Keuchel. Remember, Dallas Keuchel was a good pitcher. I watched him a lot in spring training over the years in Houston and Kissimmee. He's a different pitcher, obviously. The guy's not young. So he is 6 for 37, so not a good BBP. 162, based in the smash spot. So remember, a lot of those years when Keuchel was a good pitcher. So 352 ISO, 42 WOBA, but Salvi Perez is my top catcher. Now, you want to drop $400, Will Smith. Smith's on fire right now. Going up against Zach Davies. Zach Davies is a gas can. Remember, Zach Davies, I think, is a reverse splits pitcher, if I remember right. So Smith hits righties. Smith's a reverse splits batter. 273 ISO, 385 WOBA. Will Smith's a great spot. Had that big home run last night. Put a lot of people into cash with that. You can definitely play Will Smith. I don't see much of a BVP here with him or anything, but why a BVP up for catcher? Nothing really jumps out. I guess I don't want to act like BVP is the gospel, but sometimes you get something good. And no, there's nobody that's really. Omar Navarro is 4 for 6 lifetime against Mitch Keller, so maybe keep that in the back of your mind. Going down that list a little bit, we want to attack Jake Odorizzi tonight, so maybe like a Jonah Heim. But I'm probably going to go with like a Zach Collins. If Collins didn't start yesterday, as long as Collins gets a start today, I'll go against Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta right now is bad. As I mentioned earlier, Nick Pivetta he's had 3 starts this year, 9 DK points, -4 DK points, 0 DK points, 10.03 ERA in 3 games. This is the Nick Pivetta from Philadelphia. 2.14 whip. These are all horrible numbers. 11 innings pitched, 10 Ks, 9 walks, 0-3. We're picking on Nick Pivetta tonight. Can Pivetta come in and throw a decent game? Of course he can. But the chances are he's not. He ended up last season. He was so all over the place last season, too. It seems like when I pitched him, he did terrible. The next game, he'd come back and, you get you 22 DK points to 7 Ks, something like that. But we're picking Nick Pivetta tonight. Okay, so Zach Collins is probably like my top pay down. And we all know value does pop up later on in the day when lineups come out. But as of now, it's Collins. Travis Denard is still only 2,900 now. He's up a little bit. I don't like to mess with Marcus Stroman too much. Stroman's a decent pitcher. But Denard's still under 3K. I guess he's playable. And that's really it. Just a short early look. I'm looking at Salvi, Will Smith, Zach Collins, maybe something like a Jonah Heim or something. If you want to jump on the Jake Odorizzi bandwagon to beat him up. Yeah, Eric, you're right. That BBP for Perez is bad. So, but I guess the numbers also nix out a little bit. All right, let's go to first base. So, Eric, if you have BVP pulled up, you can throw them out there. It saves me time from looking if you're still on. But Joey Votto always has decent BVP, so it looks like he hits Musgrove. Wait, that game's not even on. So, all right, first base. I like Nate Lau. Base of value. Let's go up top first. So, Jose Abreu has got awesome numbers against the righty. He's only hitting 220 in a season. Struggling a little bit. He did just hit his second homer season thing on Sunday. But Abreu, 285 ISO, 421 WOBA, 323 batting average against lefties since 2021. Daniel Lynch. Now, the last game, Daniel Lynch pitched. This is probably like I'm going to do a Pivetta today. I beat on Lynch all day, all my write-ups, and then Lynch comes in. I can't remember who he was facing through a great game against Minnesota. Against the Twins. So this will probably happen, Pavetta. But I'm going to pick on Lynch again. Lynch is not going to have 2 straight good games. I don't think Lynch is a good pitcher. He gives up a 196 ISO, 391 WOBA, and a 314 batting average to righties. So Daniel Lynch, we can beat him today. Jose Abreu, great spot. You got, who else we got? Freddie Freeman. He's going to be popular against Zach Davies. But once again, remember Davies is a reverse splits pitcher, but Freeman crushes righties. Freeman's a lefty, 267 ISO, 434 WOBA, 323 batting average. Freeman's in play. Of course, Otani's in play. You know, I do like McKenzie from Cleveland. I think he's a good young pitcher. Otani is always in play. So we don't have to give him all these big names. We all know who we're playing against. Jared Walsh gets another righty. Walsh is a platoon hitter. So you can always put Jared Walsh in GPPs. And then that brings us to probably Vlad. Vlad is probably your top play of the slate against Pivetta. The way Pivetta's pitching, and Vlad hits righties, I think, better than lefties on that reverse. So, I'm going to go Sano, 4 for 10. Yeah, of course, 5 Ks. So does Vlad ever beat? Vlad's 4 for 15 lifetime against Pivetta. So Vlad's your top play. Now, getting down to some weird plays that people may not know going to GBPs. I don't need to give you all these big names. Yuli Gurriel. No. Is Yuli Gurriel? No, I like Lourdes Gurriel today. Do I like Yuli today? I liked him last night, and he came through for me a decent game. So Yuli's he's facing Hearn. So I do like Yuli Gurriel, 3,600. Facing a lefty. I guess that platoon. Yuli right now is hitting 350 over the last week. So Gurriel's in play, $3,600. Definitely. One guy I also like, I like Hunter Dozier. Hunter Dozier right now is crushing the ball. Strikes out a lot, but once again, we're picking on Dallas Crucial today. He's got hits in six of his last 7 games. Most of them are extra base hits. So I think, let me see, three home runs. Hunter Dozier is a great spot today and cheap. And Hunter Dozier is also outfield eligible also, right? So the BVP, actually, I think that's bad. I think but it's crucial. I don't look at that. Hitting 270 on the season, 3 homers, 6 ribbies, but last 2 games, double-digit DK. Against Seattle, home run, ribby. Against Seattle, a double, ribby. So he's rolling right now. Hunter Dozier, I like that call a lot at $2,800. So like Dozier, I like Yuli Gurriel. Where's Seth Beer's going up against the righty? I like the Seth Beer kid, and he's going up against the righty. So GBP only, but it's Gonsolin, the Dodgers. And another pitcher I haven't named is we have another one of our gas can Hall of Famers is Jordan Lyles pitching against the Yankees, but weather game. So this is the game you stack the Yankees and hope the game plays and everybody's gonna be off them. Rizzo against Lyles. You play Rizzo against righties, of course, and Jordan Lyles is just a gas can. So look at Yankees. Right now, Lyles got 3.52 ERA, 1.57 whip. Decent last game, but it was against Oakland. He had 23 DK points. Terrible game against Tampa Bay, and he did face the Yankees once a season, 5 innings, went 90 pitches. That was a week ago. I remember that game now. That's when we were stacking the Yankees, and Jordan Lyles went 90 pitches, gave up 1 earned. So the Yankees just saw him, 10 days ago? I could see the Yankees blowing him up today. And they're going to be low owned because of the rain. All right. Yes, Sean. That's what makes me think, though, that we all know Jordan Lyles can be a gas can. The Yankees just saw him 10 days ago. The Yankees as a team are not hitting, they've busted most of us stacking them, but I could see them coming back and raking Lyles tonight. But once again, it's the Yankees, and Lyles did pitch really well that last game. Yes, the pitching staff has been very, like you said, oddly well, and it has been. And a lot of this is Lyles. He's got a bad whip, but he's been around. He knows how to pitch, and we saw he did that against Oakland his last start. 6 Ks, 5 hits. Don't tell me you're an Oriole fan, Sean, are you? But I'm picking on Lyles today. That's it for first baseman. Like I said, all the usual suspects up top. And then I like Yuli Gurriel. I like Hunter Dozier, and that's probably it. Okay, let's go to second base. Who we got? We got DJ. I mean DJ LeMay, who's back is back hitting again, leading off. He's in a good spot. The top play overall is going to be probably Muncy against Davies. But once again, we got Davies as reverse splits. I keep saying that. But DJ's got decent BBP against Lyles. Albies hit Stroman. This could be where you pay down for at second base. I mean, Muncie's in a decent spot. Marcus Semien. I like the Texas stack. It's a righty, but Semien hits righties and that reverse decent. Jeff McNeil did really well for us last night. He came back. Albies is 5 for 13. All right. McNeil had a decent game, I thought, last night. Now gets Hicks, gets the platoon split, 369 Woba, not bad. Polanco, I guess probably Polanco. He's eventually gonna, he's too talented. He's eventually gonna come through. I could see him hitting Erod tonight. He's only hitting 150 over last week. I mentioned DJ. I may drop all the way down to this Espinal kid for Toronto. Now he's really. I played him last night. He had a hit last night. He had back-to-back home runs like 3 games ago. So he's actually now has a hit in 4 straight, and 2 of those were home run games, and 1 was a double game. So he's decent at that price. Probably could be maybe your top value at 2,900 Espinal for Toronto. It's against Pavetta, gas can. So now actually going further, I know he's had hits in 4 straight. He's actually got hits in 7 of his last 10. So, and that's 2 home runs, a couple doubles. Decent ISO. Oh yeah, decent ISO over that 270. He's hitting the ball really hard. Espinal is my top value on DK, 2,900 at second base. There you go. Anybody else I'm missing? You always got Lux. I mentioned Semien. You use Semien in that Texas stack. And then I'm not going to get crazy, probably paying up a second today. I respect Stroman too much. You'd be going crazy on Albies paying that much, 5,200. But Jazz, Weather Game, can't use him in cash. Diaz for Houston. Did he get a hit? He did get a hit last night, 1 for 3, but he's just hitting terrible. He's hitting less than 200 on the season. I'm done using these guys that are hitting less than 200. So, yes, Sean, Pavetta is really bad. So what do you say? Orioles stars have allowed 1 earned run or less in 8 of the last 9. Really? See, I didn't even realize that. The Orioles, man, it's like the old A's pitching staffs. Good stat there. And yeah, we mentioned that earlier about Pavetta. Pavetta right now is so bad. My problem is like I beat up Daniel Lynch last week. I could see Pavetta come in and all of a sudden have a good game because he does every now and then. But this is the Pavetta from the Philadelphia days. He's horrible right now, and you got to pick on him. So you got to play Jace tonight. Like once again, 10.03 ERA in a season, 2.14 WHIP is horrible. 11 innings, 9 walks, 10 Ks, 0-3. So in Hitters Park, also Rogers Center. All right, get away from the second baseman. My boy Nicky Lopez, but it's a lefty on lefty. I can't mess that. Sheldon, and I've been calling, and I probably the 4th A's game I watch, and I've been calling him Sheldon Noose. It's Sheldon Noise. And thank you for, I don't know if Guru was watching, but he actually hit me up and to tell me that too, and then I actually heard it on the game later at night. So it's Sheldon Noise. I apologize for Sheldon for calling him Noose all season. He's going up against Verdone, so you don't play him tomorrow. Okay, let's go to third base. Let's get some little bit more interesting, entertaining players. Let's look at BBP first. Anybody big? Justin Turner hitting 304 career off of Zach Davies. 23 at-bats, not bad. Gio Urshela. This is not a bad BBP for Gio. He's hitting 333 off Erod, 7 for 21 with a home run. That maybe he's always cheap. That might be something to pay attention to. Big E saying Suarez, 3 home runs versus Weissler. Is that? Yeah, but they're not. Seattle is not on the slate. I was to say, where does Seattle name come from? So Donaldson 4-for-7 lifetime against Jordan Lyles. We saw the Bringer of Rain hit one the other day. I think it was on Saturday, right? Alec Bohm 4-for-6 off Marquez. That's not on slate though. That's it for big ones. So Justin Turner, Gio Urshela, BVPs. Now, my top third baseman definitely is I love Alex Bregman. I mean, you look at J Ram. Of course, J Ram's great. Had an MVP type season. Play him. I'm no problem playing him. Alex Bregman, though, right now is on fire also. So gets Taylor Hearn. Got that splits advantage. 245 ISO, 409 WOBA. I love Bregman at $4,700 when J Ram is 55. Bregman's my top third baseman right now. He's just too cheap. I mean, we saw Hearn look really well that first game. Who was that against? I think it was against Colorado. He pitched well, and then he slowly LA beat him up, the Angels, and then the Seattle game thumped him. That was the game against Marco. Actually, we won some money on that game. That showdown. No, that was like the 3-game slate on Thursday. I think it was Thursday night. So you want Bregman. Bregman top play. Of course, J Ram's in play. You can go right back to Devers. Devers is a great GPP play, even though we like Kevin Gausman. Devers gets a righty. Gausman, he hits righties, GPP. Who else we got? Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt's finally starting to hit. You know, everybody was like, oh, I'm off the Bobby Witt train. He sucks, all this. The kid's a phenom, top prospect in baseball. He's not a top prospect for nothing. Give the kid some time, 3 weeks, and now all of a sudden Bobby Witt is starting to hit. I think he's got hits in like 3 straight games, or maybe even more. But I like Bobby Witt tonight. Going against the lefty. So let me see. Last game he had a hit. Seattle, he had 2 hits and a stolen base. Next Seattle game, a hit. He had a hit in Minnesota. So that's 4 straight games. The Minnesota game before that, he did no hits. So 4 straight games. The kid's starting to hit now. Now we'll start seeing some power coming through. The wind's blowing out to center field in that game. Kushel pitch to contact pitcher. Lock in Bobby Witt. He's $3,000 now. He's no longer $2,200, but still lock in Bobby Witt if you're not going to go with Bregman. Anybody else that's in good spots? Patrick Wisdom, but Fried's a decent pitcher. That's not a pit. That's like Eric just said. That's more of a Atlanta's got wind blowing out in that game, so probably more of a hitter's game. Patrick Wisdom hits lefties really well. J Ram we mentioned. Muncy, but Davies more reverse split. And I don't mess with Chris Bassett, so Arenado, no. We mentioned Josh Donaldson with decent BVP also. He's facing a righty. It's 240 ISO against righties, good. And then that's pretty much it. Matt Chapman hit one last night, so maybe Matt Chapman. He's getting hot. He's a streaky home run hitter. Justin Turner is probably due. Yeah, Justin Turner's like way overdue. I'm starting to wonder if Justin Turner's like washed up now or something. Hitting 140 over last week. He had a couple hits in the San Diego game, but beside that, I don't remember the last time he had a hit. He might have had a hit in the Atlanta series, but Turner way overdue. Seems like we were talking about him last year, like the same situation, and he come in through and got hot again. But and I'm a Justin Turner guy. All right, so Bregman, Bobby Witt, of course, J Ram, stuff like that. Shortstop. Feels like I'm missing somebody as we're talking here, but shortstop, Timmy Anderson, man. I love Timmy Anderson. I think Anderson's in a good spot today. You play Timmy Anderson against lefties. Been doing that. I've made a lifetime career out of playing Timmy Anderson against left-handed pitchers, bad lefties. He hits home runs. And this is today, Daniel Lentz. So I can't remember who I say earlier was one of my home run calls. Timmy Anderson's got to be my home run call. I can't remember who I said. I may say Salvi maybe. Timmy Anderson is your home run call. I mean, not even close. He should be able to totally destroy Lynch. 239 ISO, 417 WOBA, 356 batting average against lefties going back to 2021. And I said Lynch gets lit up by righties. Timmy A, 5,300, lock him in. If you don't want to go with Timmy A, or Corey Seager's a good spot, 54. I'm still going Timmy Anderson. Seager against Odorizzi, stacked Rangers. Baez. Javier Baez is only, I think, 4-3. So let's get Baez. And definitely, if you're not going to play Timmy Anderson, Chris Paddock gives up home runs, especially to righties. So Baez is a good spot at 4-3. Good price, too. Anybody else? Lindor, decent spot against John Hicks. Against Hicks, of course. Crawford gets the platoon against Jeffries. Good shortstops tonight. Trey, of course, and good spot. Is Davies reverse split, so Trey should be able to have a good game against Davies. He may be lower owned tonight, but I'm not even looking at anybody else. It's Timmy Anderson. Timmy Anderson. If not, I'm going to go down to Baez. Lock him in. You heard it here first. Home run. Nice stat. Trey Turner has 444 average in Chase Field. Thank you, John. Didn't know that. Okay, so but if Timmy wasn't facing lefty, it would be Baez, so I'd be all over. And he started out season really well, got hurt. I don't think he's hit much since then, but Paddock would be his medicine today. Paddock gives up a lot of heavy contact, especially the last starts he has. Last season, righties killed him. I have a stat right here: 1.8 home runs per 9 against righties last year, 325 batting average. So Baez and Timmy A. That's it. Don't pay anybody else. I didn't even look at BVPs. Bogarts has been hitting Gausman forever. He hits about Gausman pretty good, 326. So GBP. Bo Bichette. Wow. So Bo Bichette should be another one, though. He hit that grand slam yesterday. Maybe Bo's waking up. He's 8 for 17 up a bet at 471 lifetime. That's a good BVP. That's the BVPs I look at like that. So Timmy does have a little bit of competition tonight. Marcus Semien against Odorizzi, decent BVP also. Correa hits Erod, 6 for 13. Wow. So shortstop's loaded tonight. Still like Timmy is my top one, but look at those BVPs on Bo, Correa, Semien, Bogarts. Man, they're loaded tonight. Lots of ways to go. And I mentioned Javier Baez. I love the Javier Baez price. Okay, outfield. Then we are done. Outfielders. I talked about Lourdes Gurriel yesterday. I wrote him up earlier in the day. Gurriel came through a home run. Way too cheap yesterday. I can see him having a good game again today. He may have back-to-back home run. I think he may have hit one the night before that too. That may have been why I was all over him. But I could see him going for another one tonight against the gas can Nick Pivetta. I don't have to tell you about Pivetta again. You play battles against Pivetta. Lourdes Gurriel, great spot. So starting up top, who's in a great spot? Suzuki, win game, Atlanta, $1,500 go down. Trout, of course, whatever. Springer, great spot against Pivetta. And then not really Soto against Alcantara. They're my big guys up there. Yordan Alvarez, he's going to be very low owned. He's going up against lefty Hearn. He still hits lefties 272 ISO. Yordan Alvarez could hit another home run tonight, low owned. Austin Meadows against Paddock. Meadows is finally starting to hit a good game. I think it was Saturday. He's hitting 330 on a season. I'm an Austin Meadows guy. You can play him. Pollock against Lynch should be hitting second tonight. Stanton, this might be his medicine to get him going against Lyles. And we got guys like Jesus Sanchez. I think Jesus Sanchez is one of these kids that's going to be a star. Great GBP play. The kid is remember it's weather though, and I like Gray, but he's got hits in 6 hits his last 9. And Sanchez is hitting really well. So let's go back. 258 ISO against righties. That's great. Now, Atlanta game, okay, 0-5. But the next Atlanta game before that, 2 hits, a double. St. Louis game, 2 hits, home run, RBI. The Philly game, 2 ribbies, 3 hits, 2 hits against St. Louis. Sanchez, and what is Sanchez's price? Now I just lost him. I know he's cheap. He is now 3,600. So GBP play is weather, and I like Josiah Gray, but good play. Jock Peterson hitting the hell out of the ball right now, right? He's mashing. Streaky hitter. Another home run yesterday. 6 homers on the season, hitting 362. And he's not striking out much. Only striking out 90%. Especially with Yastrzemski on IL, you don't have to worry about Peterson really leaving the game. And Peterson's making him, force him to play him like this. Jock is definitely in play right now. You play him while he's hot, and he's hot. Anybody else I'm missing? I think anybody. I'm looking at anybody cheap. We all know that. We all know the normal suspects. Here's another one. Andrew Vaughn, I think, is in a good spot. Vaughn's hitting really well. He's hitting like 300 to start the season, I think. Vaughn's the type of guy that always has the ball in play, and he actually hits lefties really well. So take a look at Andrew Vaughn if you want to be a little bit different. Actually, like that play more and more I'm looking at him. And I mentioned Lourdes Gurriel. Anybody I'm missing, guys? Anybody else I'm missing? Sean, you must have somebody out there to throw. Feels like there's a name I'm missing that's in a really good spot. Because if you're going to go the double barrel pitchers of Gausman and Rodon, we got to find value. And I think there's enough value tonight to do this. We found it last night. If we could find it last night, and Max and Burns should both find it tonight. Garlic could be hitting cleanup again. There's one 2K against Erod. Chas McCormick, another one. I play Chas McCormick when he's going against lefties. He's going up against Hearns. I love Chas McCormick, 2.6. Yeah, there's plenty of value tonight to get Gausman and Rodon. Would Joey Gallo finally break out? He had a hit the other day, I saw. Bellinger. What did Bellinger do yesterday? I played him. I don't think he did much, right? But he's hitting the ball well. So Bellinger against Davies. Remembers Davies' his reverse splits. So he was 0 for yesterday, 0 for 4. There you go. And he's at hometown. Bad night last night. Good call. Mancini going. I don't like Mancini against Severino, but as I think Severino. But once again, Severino doesn't have long of a leash. That Yankee bullpen knows lights out, bro. I can't look at too many Baltimore bats, but I guess Mancini. He's too cheap, though, right? He's only 2.6. He's hitting 240 on a season. They're acting like he's hitting, and he had a big game. Actually, well, he had a big game yesterday, wasn't it? Was that yesterday or the day before? 2 days on Sunday. He had a big game. I think he hit one out. Yeah, 3-1 homer. And Davies not going to last too long. Just remember, Davies is a reverse splits pitcher. So, and everybody's going to be looking at what a guy like Freeman is going to. They think that Freeman's going to feast. Remember that he's reverse splits. All right, I think that's it. So we gave a bunch of names. Said there's no sense giving me all these other big names. We all know who to play there. Home run call of the day, Timmy Anderson, by far. I like Salvi too. Look at those BVPs and shortstop. Those shortstop BVPs rake right now. I didn't actually look at outfield. Nobody really jumps out in the outfield. We have, let's see, anybody with home runs. Cody Bellinger. There you go, Sean. 6 for 17. Boom. 6 for 17. 2 home runs. Nice call on Bellinger then. Mookie. I think to me, Mookie looks terrible. And he did that big game there tonight, but I think Mookie just doesn't look right to me. Yeah, I'll give Stacks in 1 second then. Soto's got a couple bombs off Alcantara. But Bellinger may be back in play again tonight. Nice call there, especially I'm looking at that 2 homers, 17 at bats, 6 for 17, 353 batting average. Boom. And once again, look at those shortstops, man. Bichette play, Timmy A play, Baez is Paddock, Bogarts and Gausman, Seager, Rizzi. We got some good stuff there. All right, stacks. I like the Rangers. Rangers like my sneaky stack. I guess not sneaky against Taylor Hearn. Astros against Taylor Hearn. I'm sorry. Astros. But I like the Rangers too against Odorizzi. So game stack. Astros, Rangers, game stack that. Love the Royals against Dallas Keuchel. Pitch to contact pitcher. And on the other side, Daniel Lynch is terrible. Game stack that. Royals, White Sox. So game stack Astros, Rangers. Game stack Royals, White Sox. And then the Dodgers against Davies, of course. And that's my top stacks. So if it comes down to it, probably the Dodgers. I keep talking about the Rangers. Rangers against Odorizzi. Dodgers, Rangers, Royals. And then on the other hand, the Astros. And then I guess White Sox aren't doing much, but it's Lynch, though. But this probably does more one-offs there. So Royals, Astros, Rangers, Dodgers. That's my stacks. And I'm always going to get a Yankee stack in there, no matter what. And the one day I did this whole season was Sunday when he had 8 home runs. So that's how my season's been going right now. All right. Anything else? Guess that game is normal lock tonight, 7:05 or 7:07. Big slate. We'll be back tomorrow. And I think that's it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for the chat. And deuces. We're out of here.